What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and yes, I know I'm late, but baby, we still gotta talk about it. I'm here to review Ready to Love. This is Detroit season, I think it's 11. I don't know, episode 7, okay? I'm gonna be honest. Y'all, this episode made me realize a lot of things. And that is that they be on some bullshit when it comes to this show. But we gonna talk about it. Because I feel like there were people on dates that I'm just like, why are you here? I don't understand why everybody had 3 options. What were we watching? Y'all, what was this episode? So, the men are in charge. The ladies are going to meet their exes. And first of all, I just don't understand why we're still bringing the exes. The exes give us no real context to who the person is. And also, one thing that I've realized is that it used to be that it was a conversation between the ex and the possible next. So, like, if you had questions for the ex of, like, oh, how is he in relationships? How does he handle this, that, another? The ex would have a little inkling. And vice versa, this person would say, oh, what made you interested in this man? Oh, what made you want to actually pursue him? Like, there used to be a conversation, but we can't get a real conversation when everybody has 3 options. What are we doing? I just feel like, honestly, y'all, this show needs to go back to how it was like a solid season 5. Matter of fact, okay, y'all remember that season? And again, I feel like we always have to reference that season where they all stayed in like the house together or the hotel together. And the reason why that season was so good was because everybody was not interested in everybody. In the real world, ain't no way y'all had 10 options and y'all all are interested in everybody. It doesn't make sense at this point. We are more than halfway done with this show. And you mean to tell me everybody has 3-4 options? How? But it's crazy because the girl sent one of the guys home because he said he was interested in about 4 of them. This ain't no different. But you know what? Let's just get into it. Let's go to the first date. The first date was Cardi. Cardi has his ex there. Now, this girl was his high school sweetheart. Y'all, my question is, how long ago did y'all date? Because is this a situation where you dated her when you were like 16, 17 years old and y'all were cool since then? Or did you date when you were in your 20s? Because this is an ex from a long, long time ago. Why didn't you bring your baby mama? Because you do have, what was it, a 3-year-old? Let's see what she got to say. That's what I wish they would start doing. Stop bringing these exes from long time ago who really just a homegirl that you probably slept with a few times. Because I wish people would stop counting these high school relationships, but that's a whole nother story, baby. Anyways, he brings Day there, right? And when it comes to the ladies, y'all, Cardi brought in people that I said, since when was that your girl? Okay, for sure we know we've seen him talk to Dom. But I said, Ashante? Baby, why are you here? I don't remember him talking to you like that. I remember him having conversations with Lauren, but I damn sure don't remember you. And then Shannon was there too. I said, Shannon? Okay, sure. So, while they're there, as far as Dom goes, Dom, I feel like she gives the same energy no matter where she at. Like, Dominique is the same way with every man. She's just a little bit more into Bello. But I feel like Cardi gets the same energy as Devon. Or am I tripping? Nonetheless, the friend, she kind of said, not the friend, still calling her a friend. The ex, she kind of likes Dom or Dominique or whatever. And she's telling her like, oh, well, you know, he has a good job or whatever. He make good money. My question is, what is good money? Because y'all remember back in the day when people used to have like a city job and they like, yeah, they make good money because they used to work at the post office. Child, what is good money? I need to know. But Dominique is like, nah, I'm good. Like, I'm not even tripping about the money that he makes. Do y'all believe that? Like, do y'all really believe that? And I'm not trying to say like she's a gold digger or anything like that, but I do think that it is a huge difference if you go from dating and being, I think she was married to possibly a person who was in like the NFL. You were with somebody who's in the NFL. I think that is very different than dating somebody that may make, you know, maybe $100,000 a year. $150,000 a year versus someone who's making millions. I think that there's a bit of a difference. But she said she ain't looking for money. You know what? Maybe Dominique has dated enough athletes to realize that, hey, that shit ain't even worth it. The things that you have to be put through when you're dating some of these athletes, no matter what the money is, it ain't worth your heart being consistently broken. I'm not saying that's what happened, but we know the stories of what happens when you date people who work in entertainment and when you date somebody who works in sports. So, besides that, baby, I don't even remember Shannon. I don't remember Shannon saying a word on this date, y'all. However, you know who I do remember? Ashante. I don't even understand how this conversation went left. And I will say this. Yes, Ashante said that Cardi is her dog. But here's the thing. I feel like y'all have to remember that girl is younger than everybody. I think Dominique is like 40. I don't know how old Shannon is, but I will say that there's a lot of people who are like younger millennials and that zillennial, the Gen Z. They be like, oh yeah, that's my dog. Like, that's just a word that they use. It doesn't mean that they ain't interested. I really think that's just a word that millennials use. Because hell, I use it sometimes. I'm like, oh yeah, that's my dog right there. That's my dog. And I get it. If you're interested in a man, you should be like, oh yeah, like, my man. But I said, whoa, baby. We've been through a my man situation on this show. We don't need to see that again. We remember Kiera and Jay. And also, he got 2 other women here. So yes, that's going to be my dog. Until he can start knocking out some of these people, he will continue to be my dog. He's not about to be my man when I'm sitting on a date with 2 other women that he's interested in. Like, girl, are you crazy? So then, what threw me off is that Dave was like, okay, but what about, like, sexual chemistry? Y'all, I'm not even going to hold you. Her bringing up sexual chemistry, that kind of made me think about this cast as a whole. I don't know if they had a discussion before, things got real deep on the show, or maybe at the mixer they all decided. Baby, there has been no sexual talk this entire season. And I'm not saying in a sense of like, oh, we know that this person's hooking up with that person. No. I mean, there's been no innuendos. There's been no real, like, you do like that playful, like, flirting that people like to do. And yes, it may have like some type of sexual undertone. Baby, we're not getting any of that. Honestly, I think and I'm not saying that you have to have that, but y'all, when I look at this cast, yes, I may like it, I guess you can say, but there's so many elements missing. I don't know who's actually interested in who. The only people that we've seen that has shown, like, to me, real interest has been Bello and Dominique. Okay? Every time they see each other now, they make sure they kiss each other. At least that's something. These people, we ain't seen no nothing. I'm just like, okay, I'm not sure if anybody's even sexually attracted to anybody on this show. If we want to be completely honest. I think everybody's going along to get along. But nonetheless, y'all, this opened up a whole thing of, I'm not about to tell you about, having sex with this man and, like, I can call somebody for... I said, whoa. Cardi sitting there on stupid. Just looking stupid. I'm like, Cardi, okay, at what point are you going to be like, all right. This is enough. Like, we're changing the subject. Anybody got questions? Anybody got... You know what I mean? Something. He should have said something. Because I feel like that just got so out of hand and blown out of proportion. Yeah. Also, like I said, I don't even know why Shantae was on this date. Because I thought that he was more interested in Lauren. But hell, I guess I'm wrong. Now, moving on to the next date. I want to say it was Bello. I think Bello had the next date. I don't know, y'all. I'm just going off the top of the dome. Bello's date was with Dominique, of course. You know what I mean? Of course, she's there. And Ashante. I said, when did you talk to her? I'm confused. I've never seen that man look Ashante's way. But she's here. What are you doing here? Also, again, where's Lauren? Because you had a whole date with Lauren. Y'all out here taking selfies looking like a couple. Where's she at? I'm confused. Now, on this date, I feel like Of course, we already know Bello and Dominique, they have chemistry, right? However, because Ashante mentioned reading some type of book, now he wants to be interested in her. Y'all, I'm sorry, but I still don't trust Bello. Something about him is off. I can't pinpoint what it is, besides the fact that he over here telling some stories about that baby. But, yeah, something is off. I just can't put my finger on it, but shout out to him for getting rid of the hair on top, because it was time for it to go. Next person I want to talk about is going to be Darius. Y'all, Darius gets on my fucking nerves. He acts like he's some type of Detroit pimp, and I don't understand what people are attracted to him for. Another date where we had some random people. Y'all, I thought he was interested in Shannon. Why was Nicole here? Actually, you know what? The only person who should have been on this date was Ashley. That's the only person. Because him and Nicole have never even talked like that. He talking about, so, oh yeah, I want to see what could possibly happen with her meeting, my ex. You've never even spoke to her. Why the fuck does it matter if she meets your ex? That makes absolutely no sense. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm really irritated because I feel like the show is playing in our face. You have people who have never even looked this person's way, but they're meeting your ex. How does that make sense? They shouldn't be meeting nobody. All because they're on this show does not mean you have to like them. And I wish that we could stop this whole, everybody needs to date everybody. If your situations don't align, baby, you don't need to date that person. It's okay. Like Darius, you are flashy. You know who you are at this point. You wearing these goddamn fox furs everywhere you go. Why in the world would you even look at a Nicole? And I get it. Opposites attract. But let's be so for real. That man, he's not looking to date Nicole at all. And if he was trying to date Nicole, it would be to some type of way manipulate her ass. I feel like if Darius was to get a hold of somebody like Shannon or Nicole, those girls who are really sweet, low-key giving good girls, he would fucking destroy them. Let's have a real conversation here. Him bringing Nicole, baby, that was low-key predatory. I'm like, dude, the only thing that you can get out of Nicole is to use her in some type of way. To, I don't know, get money out of her. I don't know what you was trying to do. But Nicole should have been there. Even though what's crazy to me is that Nicole was doing more talking than Ashley was. Ashley didn't really say shit. And honestly, y'all, I feel like Nicole was not comfortable on that date. And here's why I'm going to say that. I feel like she was not comfortable because she had never talked to Darius before. So I was like, nigga, why am I here? Why did you invite me to come on this date to meet your ex? That was the first thing. Secondly, I think that is why she kept saying, I don't think he would go for somebody like me. I don't think that, he's interested in me. Y'all, I think she low-key was trying to figure out, why the hell am I here? Why am I on this date with a man who ain't never paid no attention to me? He's flashy. I am not the girl that he's going for. So why the hell am I here? And I feel like, of course, she can't question that on TV. Hell, she can't, throw production under the bus. But it was definitely this was set up by production. And you can't tell me that it wasn't. Because for some reason, production thought, oh yeah, everybody needs to have multiple fucking options. Keep in mind, this nigga, Darius, is the same one who constantly was like, oh yeah, Dominique is in my top. Dominique is in my top. He said that shit every week. Dominique ain't never paid that man no fucking attention. Okay? He was wishing and dreaming that Dominique was going to, check for him. And moving on, this is where things really took a turn for me, was when Ashley was going to walk out. And he was like, okay, I'll walk you out. He walks her out and gives her a fox fur little, I don't know what that was. I don't know if it wrapped around your neck. I don't know if it hang on your shoulders. I don't know what the hell that was. It was too much like Coming to America for me. All I know is, ain't no way I'm walking around with a fox hanging on my body. That is some real Detroit shit. And Ashley was eating it up because at the time, he had on a matching white fox. So they can match together. She can match his fly. I said, girl, I don't understand what you see in Darius, but girl, if that's what you want, who am I to knock it? But what's crazy though is that now, of course, Ashley is so smitten by Darius, and I'm just like, girl, you trust that man? Because I don't. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all know I do not trust Darius, not a one bit. Okay, and also I've been hearing that there's some things about him, but I haven't really checked out any videos to know what it is. But y'all already knew. Since day one, I said I don't trust that man. I'm like, he talked like a pimp. There is nothing anyone should be interested in when it comes to Darius. And then once he told that story about the little girls kissing his hands, oh, absolutely not. But let's go ahead and move on. Let's get to this date with Vince. Y'all, I'm trying to understand how in the world did Vince have 3 options? Another person who shouldn't have been there. Oh, who is it? Ashante. Y'all, Ashante must be the producer's favorite. Because ain't no way that she was on that date with Vince. We literally saw them argue. Because he said something about, what was it, not going 50-50, but if the wife wanted to, make more money, she can work or something like that. Whatever it was they were arguing about. I thought the bus stopped there. I thought there was no more conversations between Vince and Ashante. Baby, why is she here? She should not be here. The only person who needed to be on this date right now was, what's her name? Donna. Because she is all into Vince because he's the only one who's interested in her. Let's be so for real. Donna and Nicole. I don't even think Nicole was there. I think Shannon was there. I said, why is she here? Again, producers, stop playing in our face. Because these dates are not making any damn sense. You have Vince getting into it with the ex because she called him combative. They are going back and forth. I said, okay, here's the thing. Both of y'all are the problem. Both of y'all. Ma'am, you already know what's going to piss him off the same way that he knows what's going to piss you off. You saying that he was combative, baby, you should already knew he was ready to argue. And that's exactly what he did. He was ready to argue. Vince, even if you were offended by her saying that you were combative, there is absolutely a way that you could have said like, hey, sometimes we did get into disagreements and, things didn't work out. Hell, that's why we ain't together right now. I would have rather you try to make some stupid joke like that than for you to sit up here and argue with that girl. And they were arguing for a cool minute. Keep in mind, the video's chopped up. So I said, oh, you motherfuckers was really out here arguing as if y'all still together. Y'all not together? Y'all ain't got to yell at each other like this? This is crazy. Now, at one point, I think they were talking about, like, what does, like, a day look like for you? Or, do y'all go out or something like that? And Ashante was like, yeah, like, she has to, like, go out, have a good time. Ashante is, like, 31, 32 years old. I think she was, like, the youngest one on the cast. You're right. She should be going out. She's only 30. What the fuck? She is 30 years old. Or at least early 30s. She should be going out, hanging out with her homegirls, going out for drinks, doing whatever that she wants to do. Also, she's single. She can do whatever she wants to do. Vince, you have a 17-year-old? You got kids about to go to college. Nigga, you're tired. You're old and you're tired. Okay? And also, you give homebody. So, again, why did we waste our time with Ashante here? And again, I don't think Shannon said a motherfucking thing. Y'all, I like Shannon. I think she's very pretty. But I feel like the only person that she connects with is Devon. And baby, let's go ahead and bring it to his date. So, of course, he has 3 options. But here's the thing, y'all. He is the only one who I feel like actually has 3 options. The only one. He has, Shannon, he has Nicole, and he has Dominique. I need him to let Dominique go because that's like a dream girl that he's not going to be able to attain, but she's still in the mix, right? He got all of them gifts. I said, sir, did you call him and ask him what color they was wearing? Because how in the hell did you match the bags with their outfits? Like, what's going on here? Honestly, y'all, after I watched the episode twice, right? I'm starting to think that maybe Nicole thought that she was going to be the only girl that was there. Because she did walk in first. He gave her the gift. And I really think that she thought she was the only girl that was going to be meeting the ex. But no, sweetheart. He has 2 other options. Okay? And, baby, I gotta call it, the insecurities were out. She wants to be chosen. And I just kind of feel like, Nicole, baby, this was not the show for you. Y'all know what show Nicole should have been on? She could have done like a Love is Blind. I think she would have been really good on Love is Blind because the majority of that show is that you're talking to the person. You're really trying to get to know each other. If you like them, y'all constantly having conversations. I think that she would have done well on a Love is Blind. I don't think that this type of show where everybody's dating everybody, that's not going to work for her. Or, like I always say, if she was on a season where people were locking in sooner, and I don't mean as far as like me and you were together. Like, no. I'm saying like if people were to dwindle down faster to be like, okay, these other girls I'm not really interested in, but these 2 right here, we align. I can kind of see us together. I think she would do better on that. Also, I'm so confused because I feel like sometimes we used to watch this show, y'all, and the exes used to meet people at different times. Like, it would be like, okay, if this person has 2 options, it would be like a one-on-one meet with the ex. I think it's also hard to try to prove that you are the right one for somebody and you competing with the person right next to you. Like, that's what it's low-key giving because everybody wants to give the best answers. You know what I'm saying? And this is not just for Nicole. I mean, like, overall, you have some ladies who kind of play it cool, like Dominique. Dominique ain't sweating no nigga, okay? None of them. She knows she got options. So, she plays it cool with everybody. However, you have somebody like Shannon. To me, Shannon played it back. We see Shannon open up a lot when she's talking one-on-one with these guys. However, when she's there with these other ladies right now, I feel like she's mum's the word. Shannon ain't said shit. The only thing we know is that she gonna tell everybody that she's a nurse. That's all we got. I can't tell you nothing more about that girl. I'm like, what's going on here? But when she's talking to Devon and they talking all that nerdy shit, she's into it. So I just kind of feel like some of these dates really could have been one-on-ones with the ex. You know what I'm saying? Like just the guy, the ex, and the potential. But we need to dwindle it down. There's no way, like I said, everybody has 3 options. Now, Nicole, baby, you embarrassed yourself. Even if you felt like you want Devon to yourself, this was not the time or the place to say that shit. Because now everybody's giving you the side eye. Because they're like, okay, she's pouring it on thick. Like, girl, ain't nobody choosing nobody this soon. And Devon, who would have thought, baby? Who would have thought that you was going to have 3 options like this? I'm going to leave that there. The last person I want to say is Steven. Y'all, I kind of forget about Steven. Like, when the show first started, I was like, oh, okay, he's cute. Like, let's see what he's hitting for. But he's so laid back. I'm like, dude, perk up the personality. What's going on? I feel like he's kind of forgotten on the cast. You know what I'm saying? But he's another one who got 3 options. I said, since when? When did you have 3 options? The only option that I thought that he had was Ashante. I think they had a good date. And who else did he go out on a date with? I don't think anybody else. I think he talked to Donna once and she was there. And I said, what's Donna doing here? Like, I thought they had like a cool conversation the last time that they talked. But it was not giving any type of romantic connection. Or am I tripping? Nonetheless, we have Lauren. Baby, we finally see Lauren. I said, girl, where you been at all day? Like, was it that you couldn't make it to some of the dates, so they just kind of went on ahead and did the date without you? I thought that she was making connections. Maybe not. Honestly, she's another one who's really getting forgotten in the shuffle. But, like I said, there's Ashante, Donna, and Lauren. Now, on this date, y'all, I'm just kind of like, yo, Steven, I need for you to perk up. Like, they're just like, yeah, he's such a homebody and he doesn't really want to do much. And I'm like, wait, you just told Ashante how you want to go see the world. So I'm confused at the type of person that you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of the three ladies, I do kind of feel like Lauren would probably be the best bet. You know what I mean? But then I also have a question. Sir, do you want children? And I don't know if Lauren wants to have children, any more children, but her kids, I think, are like teenagers now. She may be done. She may be done with the phase of having children. And if you want kids and she don't, baby, she's not an option. You know what I'm saying? Donna, baby, I don't know where you was going with that statement of how you want to move in with somebody real quick. Like, girl, it's giving lesbian. Y'all know how they always say lesbians move in fast? Girl, what's going on? I'm not understanding your thought process. Considering you're so smart, you're a mathematician, what's going on there? Also, what do you do for work? Because, y'all, and I'm not trying to be all in her business, but she said that she was in school, right? And they said, what does a typical day look like for you? And she said, studying and doing homework at a coffee shop for hours. Girl, what else you got going on besides that? And I get it, she's really focused on herself, but I want her to be more than just the mathematician. Like, what else you got going on, girl? You got to have something else. But, y'all, that was the dates. I feel like I talked about everybody. As far as who everybody was feeling, who cares? They're not feeling. They're not feeling Nicole. And they weren't feeling Ashante, right? So you have Vince taking out Nicole and Bello taking out Ashante. Ashante stays. Nicole got to go. I'm like, Nicole, really? You should just went on ahead and self-eliminated with Ed. All that boo-hoo crying you was doing last week, girl. You should have went on ahead, packed a bag, and said, you know what? I'm out of here. But y'all, that was pretty much the episode. We shall see what's happening on the next one. I don't know how to feel about Detroit right now. Because I had so many high hopes. Like, okay, this is real fresh. I like the setup. I like the way everybody's moving. But now I'm over it. Because it's way too many people liking everybody. It's like, can we please make it make sense? Because next week we have the ladies, they're bringing their best friends. So now we're going to have each lady bring about 3 guys to be like, yeah, meet my friend. No. I need for us to do better. But y'all, let me know what y'all thought about it. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all on my next review. Bye, guys.